Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. We'll be talking about XRP, Ripple, and a wide variety of other cryptocurrencies and financial subjects today. And with that, I'll simply start with this tweet right here. So day 66. In 2022, there would be $156 trillion in international remittances, as predicted by MENA's Chadstone Grabber. Successive events in London and Singapore brought together hundreds of clients and partners, and the arrival of Swell Global in Dubai promises to do the same. A whopping $156 trillion is forecast to move across international borders as remittances and investments in 2022. The necessity for international money transfers is expanding the already interconnected global economy. Middle Eastern banks prioritize providing timely, low-cost payments to people who can put them to the best use. This is because numerous vital remittance markets and routes are located there. Ripple really stands out here. We were the first major corporation to use cryptocurrencies to solve the enormous issues of worldwide currency exchange. We have always served the needs of our clients in the Middle East. Ripple is thrilled about the prospects for growth in the United Arab Emirates. Aside from that, the scale of these fantastic gatherings is immense. Listen, I've gone over this with you a lot before. In 2022, for instance, this happened. The City of London played host to this fantastic event. There have been some major shifts since then. To begin, several projects have been launched to advance the goals of tokenization by creating liquidity centers and the like. All of this, including CBDCs, was a great educational experience for us. The MTech staff, including the header and Carmo cadet, have demonstrated how the concept of money is evolving in the age of CBDCs. Vice President of Central Bank Engagements James Wallace was also present, and his insights into CBDCs in the Ripple context were invaluable. While much of the conversation was on the transformation of currency in the age of CBDCs, there was much more to consider. Ripple's marketing of the cryptocurrency means business initiative is another example. If you think XRP is immune to this, you'd better eat your words, since this was a big one. For XRP, this is of no consequence. Intended for XRP. The occurrence of the swell has convinced us that this is an issue of significance. For instance, we have noticed a few things about the noteworthy achievements that Garland House, CEO of Ripple, stated at the Swell conference 10 months ago. First, we know that he made a public statement in which he argued that a crypto business would fare better in the current crisis if it continued to place a premium on transparency and trust. Ripple is, and will continue to be, an innovator in this space. Furthermore, he noted the tremendous achievements and announcements that fintech has achieved just this week, including the fact that $30 billion in payments have been conducted through Ripple using both fiat cash and cryptocurrencies. Furthermore, we have witnessed the growth of the MFS Africa partnership. There are 6 continents, and we gleaned important information regarding the spread of demand liquidity on each one. By serving as an intermediary currency, XRP, nearly 40 payout markets, or 90% of the X market, are now ODSL accessible, hence OBL is thriving. The daily volume in this market is $7.50 trillion. That was a year ago, when this number was relevant mainly to markets. Now, we've come a long way since then. Because the record for one XRP is clean. It is quite remarkable to see all the recent cooperation and major breakthroughs in the Ripple and XRP space. Furthermore, there have been numerous major revisions just this year. If his statements are similar to those made in 2022, this is going to be a fantastic event, and I couldn't be happier about it. We're going to talk about a couple things that I see a lot of people talking about on Twitter. But not here. The discussion surrounding ISO 2022 is something we have noticed. But aside from that, it seems to be a messaging standard. Darkness up to ISO 2022 still has a lot to teach us. Get moving, will we? Given that all major reserve currencies will have transitioned to ISO 2022 by November 2023, we can understand why the standard is gaining traction now. You guys have received it. That's why things are different now. The ISO 2022 standard is now being adopted by the high-value payment market infrastructures of all reserve currencies. All the major currencies are covered, and market infrastructure is provided, at least until November 2023. In March 2025, Fedwire Fund services will be made available, and only chips will be able to natively process ISO 202 and transmit data-heavy payment instructions. In addition, the transaction manager will be easily reachable in any currency to ensure consistent data across the entire correspondent banking system. To be completed by the month of November 2023. We predict that by 2022 the international payments market will be developed sufficiently to support ISO 2022 transactions. You used the word maturity over there, and this person who is reacting to ISO 2022 can see that you did use the word maturity in this context. Get moving, will we? When you get to the word maturity, the light goes on. In addition, he uploaded this video. There are several classic meme aspects in the video of Brad Garland talking about flipping the switch. You all probably already know that proverb. However, here, we have options for instant activation. As a result, the Swift 2023 function can be activated through a single toggle. Before the feature's official launch in November 2023, users can toggle it on and off in the app to get a feel for it. As can be seen over here, this naturally enables us to check the switch and activate it at any moment to generate outbound CBR Plus messages. Users can initiate CBPR Plus payments whenever they like thanks to this setting toggle. The CBPR activation layer scripts also include blockchain-based things. This concludes our discussion of the new payment methods and the Swift configuration mechanism. The whole setup is remarkable in its own right. Again, should we flip the switch? To be honest, we have our doubts. Remember how we talked about the instant the switch is flipped and the pricing changes accordingly? This is not always a positive thing. The opposite is true, in fact. As a result, blockchain's uptake will accelerate, particularly in the financial sector. I've already given you ISO 2022 and Broadway, so I won't repeat myself. As of 2022 or 2022, all banks will be required to implement new technology, which is great news for the sales teams at all banks. Let's rewind the clock a little bit. As a result of the change, all financial institutions have 2 years to adapt to new technologies. So, to those who are currently thinking, well, why would they even want to hold XRP? I have a question. Why on earth would they think about partnering with XRP? Why did they bother making the trip to Ripple? What would a bank have to do to save cash? Would the XRP be saved? Undeniably, they would. If my recommendation to hold on to XRP resulted in an annual savings of even 10%, you would surely do so. It's illogical. Banks dislike changing established protocol, and bankers are often fired when they suggest it. This is the primary cause of failed bank integrations. The development of novel systems is both time-consuming and high-risk. If a banker makes a mistake that leads to a fine or a loss, the bank will fire them. When haggling with someone, you need to know your product budget, development budget, and risk tolerance. The only thing the other party needs is a product budget, as there will be a required 20 to move. Additional resources have been budgeted for construction. No one ever loses their job for doing what they're told. Now, finalizing the deal is much less of a hassle for Ripple. In addition, the continuing SEC case makes the already difficult business of selling bank software even more so. The XRP case is finally over and may be considered closed. Yes, there is still a great deal of mystery around Ripple. I think, though, that we have learned more and that things are now a little clearer. The big names are finally starting to see the light and realize that maybe contacting Ripple isn't such a bad idea. Just think about all the non-disclosure agreements and hidden players who are probably still in touch with Ripple right now, but we don't know about it. Even if banks wait for a settlement, it will be easier for them to combine with their 20 to create a more efficient system, as we can see. The biggest effect will be that organizations of all sizes will upgrade to more current technology. Because of this, a much larger number of financial institutions are now able to supply on-demand liquidity, which is especially helpful to smaller banks. By not dealing with the larger correspondent banks, they are able to lower expenses and increase efficiency. I can't help but bring this up again and again because it really matters to people. This is another excellent video. Ingrid Checkout tweeted about this. SWIFT has an ISO 22 designation. 2. There are XRP and XLM ramifications. Pay great attention, all you members of ISO 22 standards bodies, to CBDCs and cryptocurrencies. Explain ISO 2022. A new international standard for monetary communications is causing a stir in the industry. Essentially, it ensures the safe and swift transfer of data between various banking organizations. Organization for Standardization in the Global Economy. It was created by the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, a commercial, non-governmental group that has established international standards in areas such as quality and security management. If you've ever sent a wire transfer, you might be familiar with SWIFT, another messaging protocol. Data format, level of information, and security features are just some of the ways in which it differs from 2022. Otherwise, the two are very similar, with 2022 using XML, which is more flexible and easy to implement. SWIFT has its own unique structure in certain contexts and software. The application of ISO 2022 has been mandated by central banks and financial authorities. The United States Federal Reserve, for one, has mandated that all banks implement SAPA by the year 2023. On the other hand, the European Payments Council has mandated that all SIP payments be used by the year 2025. For digital currencies, what does this mean? ISO 2022 has the potential to play an important role in the development and implementation of CBDCs because it provides a flexible and standardized architecture for financial messaging that ensures consistency and interoperability between systems. It's possible that widespread use of ISO 2022 compliant cryptocurrencies will increase as a result. Two digital currencies that are part of the ISO 2022 standards group are Ripple XRP and Stellar Lumens. By implementing ISO 2022 messaging alongside blockchain ledger payments and a select number of projects, Stronghold acknowledges the significance of this technology and its potential to disrupt the financial services industry. Essential to improving the overall efficiency and dependability of the financial services sector, message standards ensure that financial information may be transferred between different systems and technologies in a safe and reliable manner. Now that you have a better idea of what's going on, you can see how this is influencing the payments industry as a whole. Also, I think you should know that Ripple with XRP has been at the forefront of this industry for quite some time, and that just a few of companies are doing so. Similarly, XLM is valid. Both of them have been mentioned several times in print. Even now, I feel it necessary to mention them. In addition to this, we already know that XRP is the secret sauce. I owe him XRP for making this video, and in exchange I'll be showing it to you. In fact, we process well over 50% of all transactions through a product called on-demand liquidity that employs both XRP and fiat. The percentage of XRP transactions that we process as of right now is well over 50%. As you may know, XRP is used in half of all transactions handled by Ripple. If you believe that Ripple is currently leading the market and will continue to grow, expand, and become much larger, along with the pioneer XRP, what gives you the sense that XRP will become very significant in the future? Demand for XRP will remain high even if the Ripple protocol doesn't improve the token's value. And when the market supply and demand are in harmony. The good news is that demand is expected to grow. The supply of XRP is a problem because it can't decrease any further and is stuck at a value of less than $100 billion. A significant amount of XRP is lost annually to transaction fees, thus it will merely remain there and continue to be burned. It was burned, even if it wasn't as much as most would have liked. However, outside of it, as demand rises, more transactions will be taking place each second and each day. Therefore, there is far more fire activity surrounding XRP at the moment. You're in a bit of a pickle right now because, as you probably already know, XRP demand is rising rapidly while supply is falling. What do you think is going to happen? Leave your predictions on what you think will happen next below. If you like the video, we'd appreciate it if you'd give us a thumbs up and sign up for our notification service. See you in the next one, bye.